Today we've come to the magnificent Caledonia forest in the Scottish Highlands. This ancient forest was once huge, but today survives in only small regions. And a constant threat to these areas is fire. Where I'm walking now there should be trees, but 2 decades ago they fell victim to a forest fire. And just consider, it's taken 20 years for this little fella to show his face again. So here's the dilemma. How can you have a campfire without endangering the very thing you've come to enjoy, the forest itself? Well, I'm going to show you how. Bare earth, that's the best campfire place. Even in a forest like this, the ground itself can burn. It's peat, and while you may not be aware of it, underneath your fire can be spreading sideways to come up maybe weeks later as a flare-up. By building on bare earth, we avoid that problem. First thing is to build a platform of dead sticks. Now you should never have a fire without a really good reason. So I'm going to cook you the 3 Bs. That's backwards coffee, bacon and bannock. This is the horse's hoof fungus. It's common in northern Scotland, growing on dead birch trees. Inside there's a layer of the fungus. You find it here, called amadou. And I've got some of that prepared, and we'll use that to start our fire today. Okay, we've got our sticks, and I've put some birch bark in here to help get the fire going. I've also got some lichen that we gathered earlier to take the spark from our amadou, from the fungus we've got. And this is some prepared amadou, and I'll use that with flint and steel, which will give me sparks. And this is how it works. There we go. Now I'll put a little bit more fungus with that. You see it smoking there. I'm going to drop that into our lichen and birch bark mix. I'm going to use these pieces of wood to grill my bacon, but first I'm going to heat them. Call this plank cooked bacon. It's a good way of cooking bacon because the fat drains away and there's no washing up. Just hold it on with a couple of wooden pegs, just prop it by the fire. Now we can get on with making the coffee and the bannock. This is my bannock mixture. I prepared it before I brought it out. Bannock is a traditional Scottish unleavened bread. Goes back centuries. It's got oatmeal, flour, salt and some baking soda. Mix it into quite a dry, doughy mixture. Generally it's a good idea to let things char just a little bit on the outside, because when you cook this way you want to make sure you've cooked all the way through. Personally I like the crusty bit. Use your embers to cook on. People generally cook too fast on campfires and burn the food. Coffee's in the can. Now we just check on our bacon. Just getting there. You know, it's just occurred to me, this is a BBC breakfast. Bacon, bannock and coffee. There's one thing we never do, and that's bury a fire when we're finished with it. The only way to put a fire out is to put water on it. Let the fire die down till it's just embers, and then pour water on. Be careful not to scald yourself with steam. When the fire is out, you can pick the embers up, and this must be your guide to a fire being out. Pick the embers up and scatter the ashes as widely as possible to disperse them. If you've done the job properly, it should be really easy to cover up.
Here, high above Argentière in the French Alps lie the highest mountains in Western Europe, their summits permanently gripped in ice. In winter, this frozen mantle creeps further down the valleys and couloirs, turning summer waterfalls into columns of vertical ice. Exactly what alpinists like Godefroy Peru search for. He's one of the world's leading ice climbers.
Aha! Lindsay, surprise, look! They are foam, both of them.
So where are we actually climbing?
So you see, there is two. You are going to climb the right one.
It looks fantastic.
And so...
What a setting as well. So we're going to have to abseil in by the looks of it.
Yeah, we have to go to walk half an hour more, and we make 2 abseil, and after we climb it in 2 pitches. But we have to go because the weather is going to change this afternoon.
So we haven't got that much time?
No, I think it will be bad when we will be there. Like some clouds are coming and... That's life, huh?
No luck, eh?
Okay, we go?
Yep. You get the sense that there's a lot of space down on the left-hand side.
Yeah. Oh yes, I remember this cave here, in the Serac.
So somewhere below us here?
Yeah, just below here.
You sure we're not going to go over the edge here? Oh gosh. The atmosphere of the place is incredible. The glacier constantly groaning and cracking as it creeps slowly down the mountain. Everything around us seemed to be on the move. Good reason to make sure we were firmly attached to the route. And with a few trial whacks, Godefroy was off, doing what he does best. Ice climbing appears to be a combination of brute force and very delicate footwork.
Try to find the ice I clean. Okay, here it's clean.
Following your footsteps. You're running up that.
I'm going to put a screw.
Okay. Okay, Godefroy. Here I come. I've heard ice climbing described as vertical ballet, and right now I wasn't sure if I'd pass the audition. I was about to get intimate with a grade 4 route with ice angled at around 80 degrees. Easy for Godefroy, but pretty tough for a novice.
Spin drift.
Ow! Scares the living daylights out of me. If you're chucking that spin drift in me...
Not me.
You did that on purpose. You're supposed to be a chivalrous Frenchman. By now, the muscles in my legs were absolutely screaming with the effort. Small steps! Thought you said it got easier now.
Yeah, but you climb so well, so...
It's not funny. After several hours of climbing in steadily worsening weather, Godefroy finally reached the upper snow slope.
I am on top!
For me, it was a day of exhilaration and exhaustion, screaming calf muscles, face stinging from the cold, and fingers that had almost lost all feeling. But it's amazing what you can do with some expert encouragement.
Bravo!